you sack a manager after just 4 games in charge?
Celtic lost again. They're in crisis, there's no doubt about it. It's 4 defeats in a row.
I think it's crisis.
There is no sign at the moment they're going to turn it around.
I think when you come in as a new manager, there's changes you make, but you don't make drastic changes straight away.
For me, again, I think that we are on the right track.
I'm sorry, we're not on the right track.
I don't know whether I'm old school or not, but I think that there are times where you have to change to formations that suit your players more than your own ideology.
Right track, I cannot agree with that.
Yeah, Celtic manager Wilfred Nancy has now lost his first 4 games in charge. The first time that's happened since 1978. It leaves them 6 points off Hearts at the top of the Scottish Premiership. Nancy spoke to the media after the game. He said that he was encouraged by the performance.
Yeah, in terms of results, it's tough. But again, in terms of possibility to win games, we are there. So that's why, for me, again, I think that we are on the right track. But this is not enough. I know that, and we all want to win. We know that. But again, I'm confident because of the game that we had. And again, every time I see an improvement. But effectively, in terms of results, this is not enough.
Now, I've had this conversation with Bentley many a time. Mm-hmm. You've played at the highest level. He's played at the highest level. I haven't. So it's very difficult for me to argue my point, but I still stand by it. And my point is that 90% of getting a team to play well and 90% of a team playing badly is down to the manager. You can have the same group of players and they can overperform or underperform, and it's all down to the manager. You can go back a few years to Aston Villa and Steven Gerrard, and he left the new Emery with very much the same type of squad, same group of players. You know, what absolute miracles got them up to the top half of the table and then some. We've seen it here. Martin O'Neill's in charge. He lost one of his 8 games, 7?
Yeah, seven out of 8.
Same group of players, new manager comes in with no experience whatsoever apart from MLS football, which I don't think is even comparable, and loses 4 games on the bounce. How much of their bad form is down to the manager and every single decision he makes?
Well, look, there is so much to this, okay, because clearly the fact that that Brendan Rodgers split the club, it's not a happy football club he's walking into. More often than not, whenever a manager comes into a new club, the club is in distress. It's not like a Liverpool when Klopp left, right, and Arne Slot comes in, because that club is in a great position, squad was well built, experience, it was set. When a manager comes in, because something's gone wrong, 90% of the time-ish. And the fact that here's the damning part, the fact that Martin O'Neill came in after Brendan left and steadied the ship and got them into a nice, stable position. He left that club and the players in a really nice position. So he's come in on the back of actually really, really good form. He's gone from a 4 at the back to a 3 at the back. I heard Martin O'Neill on Talk Sport saying that he left him and saying he's going to change a few things. Well, if you're going to change a few things, you've got to get them right. All right, they had Roma away, tough gig, right? They played Hearts, best side in Scotland in a minute, tough gig. But to lose to St Mirren
in a cup final,
when he could really have turned that around and bought some real time. And then last night, away at Tannadice, to go 1-0 up and then lose 2-1. Oh my God, he's saying things are improving. Do you know, the only way it can improve, mate, is the results. You'd rather play badly now and just pick up a victory, somehow scrape by. But the manager, he's, I mean, the spotlight that he's under at the moment is unbelievable. We had some callers last night on the sports bar.
It's still going, that show? Is it still on?
Have we been nasty?
No, I thought when I left it went, it's still going. Is it okay? That's nice to know.
It's hanging in there.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Somehow hanging in there. But the Celtic, they're not having him. They're literally just not having him. They've got Aberdeen at the weekend, right? Even a draw's a bad result now.
Can you sack a manager after 4 games?
Palace did. Frank de Boer, they got rid of him after 4 Premier League. MIG didn't score a goal. But it's one of the... If it is wrong, if it really is as bad as it feels right now, you might have to just say, look, own it. We have absolutely screwed this one up.
But they can't... I mean, they can, of course. But to sack him and then say Martin O'Neill, because, I mean, it would have to be Martin O'Neill, right?
Oh, yeah, Martin O'Neill still get his hotel room.
He can literally hand them a cheque and just keep putting zeros on it for me.
Well, they've created this themselves.
Yeah.
Haven't they? They've made their... The question that needs to be asked is, while Martin was in there steadying the ship, someone must have gone, by the way, he's doing a really good job, you know. He's actually, you know, there's a happy camp. We're winning. He's a fan's favourite. He ticked a lot of those boxes. In fact, he ticked probably every box.
Yeah.
And now to get rid of him, and then Martin probably, I don't know Martin that well, but he's quite a humble man, right? He'd have probably said, fine, I've come in, I've done my job, what's required, I'm going to hand it over to you, I've left you this. Pick up from where I've just left you now. Well, he's gone backwards. And to change the shape of the team, to go to a 3 at the back. And I didn't see the game last night, I've seen the goals, but Celtic fans were phoning up saying that since he's come in, they are all over the place.
The defence. I've never been a fan of 3 at the back. And listen, you played centre half, right? How difficult? You must have played in the 3.
I played in the 3.
Okay. How difficult was that?
It's not. It's not difficult. It's different. It's so different. As a centre half, your wing backs, or it depends if you are a 5 or a 3. So your wing backs, or if they push into midfield, depends how you're playing it. So,
well, I imagine when you're not defending, it's easier, right? Because you haven't really got the ball.
Well, in theory, you should have an extra man in the middle of the park.
That's right.
That's the theory. But there's also the other. If they've got one up top, and you've got 3 marking 1. And I've not seen enough of Celtic how they are adopting this, whether it is where they are got the wing backs high, wide, and being literally playing as wingers. I've not seen enough of them. But to change the shape and come in, a little bit like what Amrim's done, to come in and go, right, here's what I'm doing, and I believe in what I'm doing, and this is going to work. It's all about results. Something has to give.
It's very similar to what happened at Forest recently, right? With Ange Postecoglou came in, got off to a terrible start, and after 5, 6, 7 games, everyone was calling for his head.
Yeah,
and it wasn't too long after that he went.
Sometimes we all make mistakes, right? Everyone. And sometimes you have to, it's how early you recognise.
That's right.
And is this mistake, how big is it?
Can they sack him after 4 games?
Yeah.
They can.
They can, yeah.
Okay, do you think they will?
No.
If they lose at the weekend, do you think they will?
I think they'll be under huge pressure, mate.
Okay.
That game against Aberdeen is absolutely enormous.
You can't lose. If you're Celtic, you can't lose 5 on the bounce.
You can't lose 5 minutes.
You can't.
Even a draw's a bad result. A win will
Needs
buy
to be a
time.
win.
It needs to be a win.
So any other than win, you think will go?
No, I'm not sorry. A draw might buy them time, but it's also what Hearts do as well. If Hearts beat Rangers,
Yeah.
all
That
of a
leads
sudden,
extended
they're
again.
leaving the 2 biggest clubs in Scottish football in their wake.
Let's take calls on it. We've got lots coming up from 6 o'clock. It's What's Happening, Cundy. If you know what to do it. If you don't, I'll explain a bit more later on. Obviously, we'll be talking about the fight of the weekend. I'm not speaking to Jay about the